This is the 2024 Mercedes Benz GLS 580. Is it a great luxury three-row option? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary, and I hope you're having a great day. Today, Carrie and I are at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport, and thanks to Son12345 for requesting this model. We're going to show it off to not only you, but to everybody else watching. So let's dig in and find out exactly what this model is all about. And don't forget, go to the Mercedes Benz of Shreveport website. We have a link down in the description of the video if you want to buy this model or anything else that's in inventory. So let's start off here with the headlight housing. And you can see a very nice look with the daytime running lights and the combination of the turn signal indicators. It's something that's just a little bit different. Having this area right here, but then also the vertical lights as well. It just looks different, and that's good. You don't want something that looks like everything else that's on the road. If you're using your headlights, your turn signals, and your daytime running lights to find your vehicle in the parking lot, well, you wouldn't want to get lost, would you? And obviously, LED everywhere you look. That's going to be a good thing. And there are some changes here to the front end, a little bit of a refresh to the front end, to the bumper. You can see the way the grille looks right here. A little different from what we've seen over the years with some of these models. The finish itself, that is nice. It's not necessarily new, but it's different. And I like that. The one thing that I think would really be good here is for the Mercedes Benz logo, instead of having that chrome, to have this same color, at least with the surround, maybe with the logo there itself in the center. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. But you do have plenty of air flowing in for that nice, big, powerful motor that's under the hood from this nice large grille. Also with the lower grille down here. And you have an interesting contrast of flat black or matte black right here, and then with some of the trim on the lower portion down here, that's going to be gloss black. It looks nice. I just hope that it holds up the way that it should. Now, I'll have Carrie go over on the right-hand side over there and show you the nice large air curtains that are right there that are letting air flow through the front end. And even though this is a decent size SUV, it still is pushing a lot of air. It may not be full size, but it's pushing a lot of air. That's going to help reduce some of the drag that comes from driving down the road, improving aerodynamics. We'll have our Mercedes-Benz logo right here prominently displayed. One thing that would be interesting would be something such as what we see with the S-Class, to have the hood ornament right here. Something you just don't see a lot anymore. And I'll let Carrie show you the tire and wheel size here real quick as I give you those sizes. We're going to have two different sizes actually between the front and the rear. Here's what those sizes are. When you're looking at the front tires, we are looking at 285/45. And then when Carrie goes to the back, that size is going to be 325 and the width and 40 on the sidewall size. All four rims, 22 inches. And as we work our way up here to the side view mirrors, these are power adjustable side view mirrors. They are heated, they're power folding, and they have the turn signal indicators built in right here. A very nice look. And as far as the remote goes, here's what we're going to have. We'll take a look at everything that you have there. Nothing out of the ordinary. A nice small compact remote, easy to deal with. When you walk up, you can touch the door handle and lock or unlock the interior if you have the remote on your person, so that works really well. The combination of the chrome and body color right here, will come up and hit that just so you can see that everything does unlock or lock when we do that. Now, a lot of people are going to say that chrome is outdated. Not sure why that is, but that's what they say. But I do like the fact that you have the gloss black surround here on the window trim. That seems to fit perfectly. Honestly, I think it's a good thing that it stops here and doesn't make its way up to the roof rails. Not only because it just looks better with a flat black or matte black finish up there, but when you put the crossbars on, it would be more likely to possibly damage the finish if it was gloss black. Just one of those common things that you run into. So hopefully you also saw the panoramic sunroof. We'll show you that from the interior in just a little bit. And we finish things up here with the nice LED taillights back here. We don't have anything on right now, but that's just the way it is. We'd have to turn the ignition on to get some of that to work. 4MATIC logo, so you know this is an all-wheel drive model. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Mercedes Benz logo and the GLS 580 logo. And you'll also find the hitch receiver down here later on in the video. When I give you the towing specs, you might be surprised at how much this model can tow. And not only can you find a lot of luxury with this particular model, but if you want that neck snapping performance, it's definitely here, courtesy of the 4-liter bi-turbo V8. 510 horsepower, 538 pounds-feet of torque, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And on premium gasoline, we're looking at 14 miles per gallon city, 20 highway, 6.2 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Now keep in mind, you don't have to run premium gas, but that's what's recommended. Now we'll work our way around here to something that you often don't hear about. And for those of you who are not fans of capless fuel fill, well, this should make you very happy, because guess what? You don't have capless fuel fill. It's kind of funny in a way to really refer to that as an old school gas cap, but you don't see those a lot anymore. I think that's a good thing. And you have a 23.8 gallon gas tank. Okay, let's talk about practical use here. We're gonna open the power tailgate, pretty easy to deal with, obviously. You're gonna find your cargo cover right here, which that is removable, by the way. So that doesn't have to be there if you don't want it to be. That's pretty easy to deal with. Good news, you don't have a tire repair kit here, you have a spare tire, although something very interesting. Check this out. I don't know if you can see me actually kind of pushing in on that, but there's actually no air in there. But you have a kit right here to inflate the spare tire. Kind of strange, but interesting to see. Now, what else we have here is right here in this area, might be kind of hard to see, a 12-volt power outlet right there, so that's good to know. You also have your buttons right here that we can push. You can push one at a time or push both, and the rear seats are going to fold down. I like the fact that you don't have to hold those down like you do with some other vehicles out there on the market. The same thing here on the middle row seats. We're going to hit that real quick. And what's interesting is with these middle row seats is that the headrest extends before the seats go forward. Not quite sure what to think about that. I think that's very interesting, something I don't think I've seen before. One thing you'll often hear in a lot of these videos, we've also done it too, is cargo capacity comes in cubic feet. And while that might help you a little bit, as Carrie shows you around in the interior, I'm going to give you the measurements in inches. And we've got several different numbers to give you. First of all, the height, 33 inches. And then when you get into the interior, it actually gains 2 inches and goes to 35 inches inside. Then you're going to have a depth of 23 inches to the back seat. The depth to the second row of seats is going to be 51 inches. And when we lower all of the different seats, we're going to have a total of 89 inches. And here's something that's out of the ordinary. How many of you would almost feel like a butler, I guess, when you're changing the tire on your Mercedes Benz GLS because you have your white gloves, your butler's gloves? That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But they're here. It's something interesting. We thought we would tell you about it, and that is in this area because that's what it's for. Keep your hands clean. It does seem like they shouldn't be white because then they're going to be dirty. You might as well have black gloves to start with, but I guess that's more luxurious maybe. I don't know. And let's talk about what your second and third row passengers will find. We'll start with the door panel over there. We went ahead and turned on the ignition just so you could see some of the ambient lighting. We'll try and give you a better look at that later in the video, but just to show you what's here as far as all of that is concerned. As is common with Mercedes-Benz, you will find all of the adjustments for the seat on the door panel right there. I'll let Carrie give you a good look at that. You do have the heated seat function for these middle row seats if you want to use that. And the armrest test. Let's let Carrie give you that armrest test over there. Thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe thumbs neutral, I don't know. Yep, must be good. Feels good and comfortable. And the door bin, reasonable size, so you're going to have plenty of room there. At least your middle row passengers will have that. And we also have, I may have talked about this earlier in the video, but we'll show it anyway, the panoramic sunroof. There is a shade right here that can be drawn forward. The front portion will tilt and slide open. And let's give things to you in real time. Now, to gain access to the third row, unless somebody wants to hop in, maybe the kids or maybe the adventurous adults, they can go through the pass-through right there. But you only have this seat that can be moved forward to gain access. So over there a little bit more challenging unless you're really thin and want to move the seat forward just a tiny bit. But what I'm going to do is show this to you in real time, and you'll notice that the front passenger seat moves forward at the same time to make it easier for the seat right here to move up and out of the way. Let's see how easy it's going to be for me to gain access to that third row. There's actually a pretty wide opening right here. Okay, so that has now officially stopped. We'll hop on inside. And again, in real time, this is very interesting. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to bring the seat back. Now, I do have to hold the button down because you notice if I take my finger off, it quits moving. So that's just something there, something to be aware of. Now, it probably will be more useful to me to get everything here. If you want to continue to move the seat back, you can use the controls on the door panel that we showed you over there. Let me move this headrest up and out of my way just a little bit here so I can lean back for you. Talk about what's here. We're going to have, in fact, I'll grab the camera from Carrie just to make it a little bit easier to show you. We're going to have the cup holder right there, a couple of USB options, and as we swing over here, everybody say hi to Carrie. There he is, hopefully on camera a lot more soon. And we have the carbon copy over here of the same thing. Now I will hand that back to Carrie. As far as rear leg room goes, well, it depends on where these front or these middle row seats are set. I definitely wouldn't be able to sit over here with this one as far back as it is. But the good thing is that they are adjustable. There's a lot of opportunity for configuration adjustments, and these seats are very comfortable back here. Also have the air conditioning vent up there. There's gonna be one on each side, so that's always useful. I actually really like having the air conditioning vents up here. A lot of vehicles have them down here, and while airflow is still going to be a good thing, it's not going to be the same as being able to actually put it right on your face. That's a good thing for Mercedes Benz to have that. And let's just see, just for the heck of it, just for fun, I'm going to act like I'm a kid right here. There we go. I got into this area. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move the seat back. Let's see how this works. So there's what you'd have to do. Now, the front seat is very far forward, or far back, I should say, so it looks like I don't have as much room as I potentially could. But you know what? I could live like this. There's still a lot of room right here, a lot of leg space, obviously plenty of headroom. And when we move here to the rear of the center console, we're going to find not only a couple of different cup holder options right here, a little bit of a different look compared to what we see in a lot of vehicles that have cup holders in the rear of the center console. Although they're not enormous, you could put some cups in there. And the air conditioning vents here, again, on the rear of the center console. Not only on the rear of the center console, but also right on the door panel. Or door pillar, I should say. I'll let Carrie show that to you as well. And then we're going to have our controls right here. Everything isn't turned on, but here is where you control everything as far as all of that goes. And then you can see there are your USB options. Hidden and concealed away, kind of keeping things neat and clean. But we're just getting started because there's so much more to look at when we hop into the front seat. Okay, it's that time of the video for those of you who made it this far. The price. What would you expect to pay if you came into Mercedes-Benz and bought this GLS 580, this 2024 model? $120,080. If you come in to buy this model, let me know and I'll give you the $80. At least I can contribute to some degree. Let's see what else you get for the price beyond what we've already shown you. We'll start with the door panel on the passenger side over there. You can see all the controls for managing the position of the power seat. You also have the heated and ventilated functionality, and a little bit more in the way of trim as far as the gloss black goes. You've got some nice contrast there with the lines that run through, so it's not just one consistent color. I think that actually looks good to break that up a little bit. And obviously the armrest is going to be just as comfortable, the same as what we had in the rear. There really is some nice padding there. It seems to have some good ability to really keep your arm comfortable on there. It's not hard. And the door panel down there, or should I say the door bin, a little bit larger than what we saw in the rear. That's not unusual, but we have more space there. And as we work our way into the interior, here are the seats. Good bolstering right here. We did notice something that was a little interesting in that this area actually is a little more narrow on these front seats than it is on the rear. I'll let Carrie show you through the window back there. Just something that I thought was interesting. Not sure why it is that way. It seems like they should be consistent, but these are a little bit more sporty looking. Maybe that's the idea behind that. And I'll let Carrie hop on inside. We'll see the consistency going with the trim, with all of the different materials. As far as the design goes from the door panel to the dashboard area, you'll also see that the ambient lighting is on here. There's your air conditioning vents. And the glove box. Let's see if we find any gloves in that glove box. No, I think they're only going to be back there in the rear area where you need them. When you need to change a tire, I guess we could have put the gloves in there and made it officially a glove box today if we had wanted to have some fun with that. But no glove box. And you do have your fragrance that goes right there to help make the interior smell good. And the nice, comfortable felt interior. That's always a nice thing to have. And as we work our way over to the center screen right here. Nothing new really, but it's still very nice. A nice clean look, the MBUX system. You're going to have your built-in navigation, but obviously you can also wirelessly pair your smartphone and use your favorite apps there if you want to. You can see that right there. You can see what all is here, and depending on how a vehicle is, one of these Mercedes Benz is optioned out, will determine what all you have here. So we'll get out of there. We'll go to comfort and see what all we have here. A very nice thing to see is going to be the massage function. So we're going to give Carrie a massage over there, since he's doing such a great job with the camera, and he's starting to get behind the camera more and more. I promise I'm going to do more for him as he gets behind the camera more and more often. I'm just kind of trying to be enticing. That feels good, doesn't it? He's happy over there. If the camera falls over, you know what happened. He fell asleep. And you can see right here, under off-road. Check this out. You can see what's going on with the vehicle. Very interesting to see what all is here as far as what's on the screen. Really, really cool. This is the first time I've personally seen this. It's been a while since we've shown any Mercedes-Benz models, and so you'll have to forgive me for kind of geeking out over some of this and maybe not knowing everything that's here, but one way or another, I think that's pretty cool. And how about info? Well, probably won't be able to show you as much because we need to turn the vehicle on to do that, but you can get a lot of different information on the vehicle depending on what you want to know. Now, settings, that's very important because you have a little bit of everything here. Okay, let's get that off the screen right there. You can see what all is here. Yes, we know. I better not say the name because then someone will talk to us that we don't need to talk to us right now. Probably trying to tell us things we already know. You can see what all you have here. When we go under vehicle, you can see that you have comfort, you have occupant protection, open and close, all that's going to be here. And obviously lighting, very important because you can control all the different functionality of all the different lights. You're going to have your colors here with your ambient lighting. If you want to adjust the brightness either way, make it more, make it less, you can do that. And how about effects? There you go. You can see what all is there. As I've said before, you really don't have to worry about this being complicated. It's actually very easy to deal with. You can use what I like to call the hunt and peck method just to figure out what's going on. We'll change the colors a little bit here and see what we can come up with as far as these colors go, just to show you how things look on the interior. The blue always seems to show up the best, and even though we're not in the darkest atmosphere here, it's still doing the job for us and letting us see what's going on. Now, as far as managing, in fact, I'll tell you what, let's do this. We're going to do one more thing here. Let me see if I can do this. We're going to temporarily start the vehicle, probably just for a second, just so we can show you what's going on here. There are your different camera views. There are plenty of them, depending on what you need to see. We'll give you a quick look with all of that. Really easy to deal with. We're going to turn that back off because I don't want the vehicle to run too long here in the showroom. But obviously you have a lot of different camera views all over the vehicle. I didn't even say it. Just like Siri, they must be sisters. When I don't want them to speak, they do. Imagine that. That's one reason why I'm single, because I don't need that going on in my life all the time beyond my watch and my vehicle. Sorry, ladies. Well, they're actually saying, oh, we're not sorry. Anyway, back on track here. One touch buttons right here. You know what all is here. I think pretty easy to deal with as far as what you can control there. easy to figure out. And if you want to conceal things away, or if you want to see what's under there, we've got our wireless charging pad, a couple of USB options. We also have our heated and cooled cup holders. Now that's cooled right there. We'll go over here to heated. Obviously the color is going to correspond. That's really cool. Now if you happen to be Adrian Monk, this area is going to be of great interest to you, because that means you don't have to actually touch the screen. You can actually just use this trackpad to work your way around on different areas, depending on what you want to go to, and then you can select that area by just pushing down on the trackpad, pushing back, doing all those things, all those one-touch buttons. That keeps the fingerprints off your screen so Monk doesn't go absolutely crazy and need to go talk to his therapist because there's all those fingerprints on the screen. Our one-touch buttons here, probably don't need to tell you too much about what is there. Now, you probably noticed what I was doing right here. I had my wrist resting on this area, or really you could use your hand. That's what that is. That's a rest to make it easier to use this trackpad. So if you're coming from an older Mercedes and maybe you're in the habit of using the trackpad, which is what the previous models had, that's all they had, well, there you go. You can still do that. And we have the Bombay doors right here. That opens everything up to reveal the center console. And you're going to also find a little bit more here in the way of connectivity. And we'll finish things up with this portion of the video looking at the upper console. Show you what all is there. I was telling you about how you can control everything as far as the sunroof goes. We'll get that to open up for you real quick just to show you that it does indeed tilt and slide open. See if we can get that to open for us real quick. There we go, get that in action. That way nobody says anything about that doesn't actually work. Believe it or not, people will say those things in the comments section.
Hey everybody, Carrie. Welcome to Carrie's Driving Lounge. Luxury Edition, Mercedes Benz. So let's go over some of the features of the interior of this car. Tom has already covered the door panel. I don't know if Tom mentioned the button right here at the bottom of the door pocket that opens the back hatch. You can pull that from inside the vehicle. You also have the vents here on the dash. You have the automatic parking brake release or activation. You have the headlight control switch here. You have parking light, the automatic switch, the headlight. There's the fog light switch right there and the dimmer switch for the dashboard. Let me shut this door. We have the ignition switch over here, which is right down here. You have your automatic start stop button there also. You see how the ignition switch pulses at you, ready for you to get started and get it moving. On this left side over here, you have your switch for your tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And there's also a heated button right there. Let's turn on the ignition without turning on the vehicle and get some dashboard going on here. Okay, so there is the dashboard. I do believe this has heads-up display. Let me see if that, hopefully that will show up in the screen. It's very, very bright, crystal clear there. Here's your dashboard, and here is your steering wheel functions. The airbag cover is not hard. It's a thin leather, but you can feel that it's leather as opposed to hard plastic. In some cars, you have I love this steering wheel. It's very soft. It's also very sporty, semi-flat bottom right here. I like it. 3-spoke. I like 3-spoke steering wheels as opposed to 2-spoke steering wheels. You have your home button for your screen over here. Let's see if it's doing anything. I'm pushing it. Oh, it works on the dashboard up here. And I know this thing has buttons where you can move things around. There's a back button and another back button. So when you hit the back button, let's see what it does. The navigation shows up. Go to home, it pulls up your various menus here. Where's the button to move those around? Does it work off the trackpad? Let me see. No, it doesn't. So, but that's why when I do these driving lounges, I see it from a perspective of, I've never been in this vehicle before, I'm interested in it. Let me see if I can figure it out. So I don't know how to move that exactly, but I know there's a button in here somewhere, and there's no salesman here with us. So we kind of like figure these things out on our own as we go. We have cruise control button here, your cancel, reset, your set speed up and down, or faster or slower. There's your distance control for cruise control, and there's your on off button. On this right side, you have another home button. Let's see what happens when I push that. That's for this screen on this side. So you can go back and home button there. That's as far as it'll go. And we have below that, we have the button for speaking to the vehicle, which we're not going to do. There's a start button there. I believe that button is for when you want to set up, you want to set a favorite, and you press that button and you hold it, and it stars that and makes that particular function a favorite for you. You have your speaker control up and down. Here's the button to push to activate the telephone, to answer the phone or hang it up. You have your paddles right here for this is up, and this one over here is for downshifting. We also have the Mercedes Benz park reverse neutral switch. In my Mercedes, I have this also. I'm not a fan of it. I prefer my shifter to be on the column right here like most cars, but that's what we get. And over here, we have the switch for your wipers, front and back, and your turn signals. Make sure you use your turn signals when you're out there on the road driving. Here is the mirror. I don't know, Tom, does this have a rear camera feature in it? I'm not sure if it does, but it's frameless. Very attractive. We have visors up here, and there's the light for the visor. There's Tom, there's me. I do like the way Mercedes does the visor. This way it does come out and in. Let me do this with my other hand. I'm a left-handed person. I struggle with right-hand stuff. In, and they also give you this visor that comes down right here. I don't know of very many automakers that do that. They all should. We also have the grab handle here, which is on all corners, front and back grab handles. And Mercedes also has this height adjustment for the steering wheel, which I like also.
How can I help? I'm sorry, can you say
This
that
is
again,
not,
please?
people, this is not a steering wheel. If you use this as a steering wheel, you're probably gonna get pulled over and get a ticket. And you tell the officer, I was adjusting my steering wheel. They're gonna probably drunk drive test you. Seatbelt adjustment for shorter or taller people. That's an amazing feature. Everybody should do that. Remember, that is not a steering wheel. So we're gonna continue
I'm sorry,
on.
but I can't help you with that right
Let me
now.
shut her off. And this has been another edition of Carriage Driving Lounge, Mercedes Benz Luxury Edition.
And one more quick little feature I wanted to show you here, the soft close doors. And for those of you who are not familiar, that means if you accidentally do that, the vehicle will go ahead and close the doors for you. So it's not like it was back when at least someone my age was a kid and you did that and you had to bump the door because you were too lazy to open it again. So tell me what you think about the GLS 580 down in the comments section. A very nice vehicle, like the color, not something I would normally go for myself, but it definitely looks right here. So tell me what your thoughts are. Is this something you plan to buy for the 2024 model year? I want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport. They have a showroom full of vehicles here for those of you who may want to come in and buy something other than this GLS 580. Check out the link down in the description of the video. I also want to say a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button for us. That helps a lot. If you haven't subscribed just yet, please be sure to do so. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.